So if you're settling an estate for someone, do you have to pay off all the debt? And if you don't, can they come after you? Stick around and find out. Hey, this is Billy's probate expert and associate broker with RE/MAX in Bensalem and licensed agent with RE/MAX at the Shore. So understanding that an estate is not just a house. An estate is the combination of all the assets of the deceased person, called the decedent. Stocks, bonds, life insurance, the whole 9 yards. Creditors have to file a claim, and if it's not legitimate, the executor can reject that claim, and at which point the creditor would have to sue, a credit card or something like that. Somebody who did work at the house, but their work was shoddy, there's like a dispute, things like that. But generally speaking, the estate must pay off the debts. But the good news is probate is set up specifically to ensure the heirs don't inherit the debt and that the assets are transferred legally. So as an executor, do you have to pay off all the debts? You're supposed to, but what if there's not enough money in the estate? Well, if you're going to liquidate everything and the estate still can't pay off its debts, it's called insolvent. Now, there is a hierarchy of debts that need to be paid. Funeral expenses, headstones, legal fees, taxes, things like that usually come first. The heirs usually come last. But there is something called a family allowance. A family allowance provides for a spouse or a children who are still dependent on the decedent for their their living. It allows for money to be taken from the estate prior to it being solved. It's the interim between when the person passes and when the estate is finally settled. So if you're an executor and you're like, I can't give you any money from it, yes, you can. Talk to an attorney. If you need an attorney, we'll help you, meet one who's a good one, plenty of them. And do it the right way, but there is something called a family allowance if you find yourself the estate short and family, spouse, children still need money to live on. So if you're an executor and you find yourself a little overwhelmed, look down below for a link to a checklist and some other links that could prove very useful to you. We're always here to help, and thanks for watching.